Clearly, Democrats are as immoral as Republicans, and maybe in big cities a good deal more immoral in the traditional sense. But as a practical matter, politicians as a whole, in my opinion, having practiced law for 4 years, are a good deal more moral than lawyers, for example, or doctors, or businessmen as a whole. But if those of you who are active Democrats in the audience are too short-sighted to realize that the demise of the Republican Party means your own demise, that the demise of politicians and political parties means the demise of the system, then one of us is very stupid, either you or me. And I don't think it's me, since I have the microphone.
That right there is Joe Biden. By the way, keeping it real with Alexander Garrett tonight. That right there is Joe Biden from 1973 here on Keeping It Real with Alexander Garrett, calling the Democrats immoral for the idea of going after impeaching Nixon. Keeping It Real with Alexander Garrett tonight, and I have a question then for VP Joe Biden. Because the City Club of Ohio and Washington Examiner published and distributed this quote, Joe Biden, how is it then that this is a moral fabric for the Democrats to continue the impeachment trail, to do the impeachment hearings tomorrow? How moral is that? Presidential candidate Joe Biden, where'd that change from 1973 when you were a very young senator from Delaware? Joe Biden, where'd that change? I ask you that here on Keeping It Real with Alexander Garrett. Now, at the end of that commentary, he said, oh, well, I've got the mic. Me. And I'm fired up because I actually wrote an article in Medium.com, which you can find, about having a no I, letter I, in content. And that right there is content from Joe Biden. But I think he merely ruined it by saying, oh, well, I've got the mic, so I must be the smarter one. He's always talked down to us, whoever us might be. He's talked down to every one of us. And so it's no wonder that even Mayor Bloomberg's jumping in to this race for Democrat now. It's no wonder that former Massachusetts Governor Duvall's running. It's no wonder that people are jumping in because they're tired of what Joe Biden has been saying for years and has flip-flopped on for years. They don't want that. They don't want that establishment candidate in office, so they're going to run themselves. But at the end of the cut, as I say, he kept saying this.
Then one of us is very stupid, either you or me. And I don't think it's me, since I have the microphone.
So he's joking, oh, I have the microphone, so it's probably not me that's the issue. Well, you might sound smart, Joe, VP Joe, but I found that if you want to make great content to anybody, political, influencer, we have to stop invoking the word me or I 5,000 times in a conversation. Because I could have very well taken a selfie in front of the presidential motorcade for Trump as they were rolling by. But I let the moment stay of him rolling through Madison Avenue to the Veterans Day Parade, and it stuck 3,800 plus views now, and I didn't include myself in it. I just let the moment stick as is. So whenever you hear a politician just say stuff like this,
and I don't think it's me, since I have the microphone,
you have to say, hey, life's not all about you, Joe. I'd say, but life's not all about you, President Trump. It's the people you serve, right? So, my thought tonight on Keeping It Real with Alexander Garrett is that there is no I in content. The Democrats are looking immoral again for trying to impeach Trump. This is bad. It's a waste of tax dollar money. It's bad. Yet Joe Biden, that same Joe Biden, 30 years later saying, you know what, or maybe even 40, you know what, impeachment's a good thing. We got to get him out. Where's the change, Joe? Where'd that change come from or occur? You're flip-flopping again. And I think we're tired of the flip-flopping. I really do. But great audio get from the guys at Washington Examiner, DC Examiner, getting that audio clip. Thank you for grabbing that. And City Club of Cleveland doing what they feel is right to release the audio. But again, he has to say me, me, me. Where have we gone in society where we can't just let a moment be? We say, oh, look, I was at that moment. We've been doing that for years, obviously, but I think, and I'm sure people can attest this on my feed, I think it gets annoying when all you see is the person and not the place they're in, not the actual environment they're in, but just the person in that environment. We become a society of me, 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 because that's how people have rose in the ranks of influencing Instagram, Twitter, and all that. But maybe it's time to dial that back and say, no, this is what I want to talk about. Not, this is me talking about it. This is the subject I want to talk about. And the less we, the less I gets into the picture, the better off we'll be. Because when we let a moment sit, that moment will flourish or be torn down. Either way. But that moment will certainly be there. It will stick. Whereas a selfie may not stick as much anymore. Because we see the whole hat, the whole thing. Selfie this, selfie that, selfie whatever. And yesterday was Veterans Day, and I think we truly have to understand that the people that give their lives, the sector of society that do this without saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, that live that kind of life of saying, no, look at the actions I've done, look at the things that we need to protect. Look at the idea of serving selflessly, which the veterans tend to preach. All the time. Well, I've got to tell you that the me, me, me sentiment is wearing out. And it's got to be out of sight, out of mind. We have to do a different framing for all of this. You're in the moment? Great. Take a picture of the moment, not you in the moment. You want to make a great point that the Democrats are being immoral about impeachment? Great. But don't say, well, I'm smarter than you. No, that's not the way we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be like this. Hey, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, email me at alex.garrett21@yahoo.com. Converse. Have a conversation. Don't say, I'm better than you because I've got the selfie here. Say, I want to show you this experience. And yes, I remove myself from the frame because I'm not the lead story right now. Here's the lead story. And that is why the press briefings for the White House got shut down, because people weren't getting after the story. There's a wide range of belief that they were there just to get their 10 minutes of fame with Sarah Sanders, with Sean Spicer. Not, hey, let's work to actually get questions. It was, let's hog up the airtime. Let's say that, let's take Joe Biden's line, shall we? Because Biden's line is just simply this.
And I don't think it's me, since I had the microphone.
I don't think it's me.
Either you or me. And I don't think it's me, since I had the microphone.
He's referring there to whether who's smarter. Well, you know what, Joe Biden? Great speech there in 1973. But you've gone way off, and again, you included yourself. Me, myself, and I is a very big phrase, but we have to retire that. Because there is no I in content. If you want quality content, you have to produce it yourself, but looking through it in a lens, looking at the picture, at the subject that you want to talk about, talk to, photograph, illustrate. So, enough with this enough with this self-aggrandizing.
And I don't think it's me, since I had the microphone.
Let's just say, do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Let's talk about it. There is no I in content. Make the content, but don't make the content about you. And I agree, tomorrow's impeachment hearings are immoral. Waste and immoral waste of tax dollars. Because I really don't see what there is to investigate. Call me La La Land, call me not thorough enough, but what the Democrats have done over the years and gotten away with is so far more far-reaching than what Trump has done. Trump's protecting this country, and the Democrats really don't like it. And that is immoral. And that will be the demise, Joe Biden, of your Democratic Party. This hearings, this set of new things with Ukraine, this is going to be the downfall of the Democratic Party. I have no doubt. Agree with me, disagree with me, alex.garrett21@yahoo.com, alex.garrett21@yahoo.com. Got Marty Brownstein coming up in the next couple of days to talk with us about his trip in New York City, to talk about two among the righteous few, about a Dutch family that saved Jews from Nazi Germany, and you'll hear that conversation in just a couple of days. But for now, I'm Alexander Garrett. No more me, myself, and I, just the content, and let you decide for yourself. Have a great night.